My name is Greg Johnson, and I am here to walk through a Movement Anywhere workout for you guys today. So in case you missed the live version, this one is going to be available for you via recording, so you can access this anytime. So what's great about this type of workout is it can be done anywhere and you really don't need equipment. I'm going to show you some options for some additional equipment if you choose to use it, but absolutely you don't need any equipment for this workout. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a really simple warm up to get the blood flow and to get the body warm. And then I'm going to go through an upper body section, a lower body section, and then followed by core. So with that being said, optional equipment that you can use is some light weights or anything you have instead of weights. For example, these water bottles, when we do arm exercises, can come in handy. Another optional piece of equipment can be a sturdy chair, a chair that's not going to move around on you and is pretty solid. And then lastly, some of the exercises will be optionally down on the ground. So if you have a mat or a nice carpet, someplace comfortable down on the ground. Those are your optional pieces of equipment. But again, you really don't need any of them if you don't have anything like that. So, all right, let's get started with our warm up. So we're going to do a fairly basic warm up just to get the blood flowing again, get everything loose before we start doing the all body workout. So we're just going to march in place right now. We're just easy marching in place. You may have been sitting a lot today or standing a lot in one place, and now we just got to get everything moving a little bit. And we're going to advance that march to some high knee marching. So just like it sounds, you're going to bring the knees up nice and high. Nice and high. You want to try and get them up to the height of your hips. If you can't get them up that high, that's okay. And we're going to do the opposite of this, which is called a butt kick march. So just how it sounds, you're going to bring your heels up behind you, like you're kicking yourself in the glutes. And now as we do these types of marching, we're also stretching. It's known as dynamic stretching because we're stretching while we're moving. We're not just holding these stretches. Sort of serves two purposes. All right, next we're going to start to do some lateral movement. So we're just going to kind of step to the side, bring the other foot, and step back. So just that lateral movement, nice and easy. Starting to warm up the hips here. All right, let's loosen up the arms. So we're going to do some arm circles, a couple different kinds. We're going to start out with your arms straight out, and we're going to start out with some small circles in the forward direction. So just nice, easy, small circles so we can gradually warm up those shoulders. And we're going to stick with the small circles, but go in the reverse direction this time. So easy, small circles, reverse direction. And we're going to go with large circles now forward. So large circles, you want them nice and slow. Just slowly big circles in the forward direction, opening up those shoulders. If you do feel or hear some cracking in there, that is very normal, unless it's painful. If anything's painful, you just want to stop that motion. Now we're going to go large circles in reverse. Again, nice and slow here. These reverse circles really open up the chest and shoulders. If you type a lot during the day, you may get hunched over that keyboard. These are going to help to open you up. All right, lastly, we're going to do some arm over arm scissors. So you're going to have arms straight again. They come in, and then when they come back out, you switch. So one arm's on the top, then the other arm's on the top. Again, a really good exercise for opening up the chest and shoulders here. Couple more here. And that concludes our basic warm-up. So we're going to move on to our upper body. So 5 upper body exercises here that you can do with no equipment needed. We're going to start off with some push-ups, and don't let the word push-up scare you because there's plenty of modifications. I'm going to show you 2 of them. So the first modification, you can do your push-ups right on a wall. If you have a sturdy wall, you can head over to that. You're going to place your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders, and we're going to drop down to your elbows, or 90 degrees, and then push. Alternatively, you can do your push-ups on the floor, which will be a little bit tougher. You're still going to have that goal of getting your arms to 90 degrees. So from your toes or your knees, up to you, push down till your arms are 90 degrees and back up into that high position. All right, so we're going to keep this simple. What I'm going to do is 1 round of everything, 12 repetitions. Depending how difficult you find this, you can do 10 repetitions, you can do 15 repetitions, so you can really make it your own. You can also choose to go through and do this a 2nd or 3rd time. All right, so let's start with those push-ups. I'm going to show you them on the wall. Hands are wider than shoulders. We're going to do 12 here. Get set and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, moving to our 2nd upper body exercise. So this is where you have the option to hold some weights or anything you have nearby that can be used in place of weights. We've got some water bottles here today. So if you don't have weights, use what you have around the house. And what we're going to do is a shoulder exercise called a lateral raise. So arms are nice and straight here, and we're going to raise them up straight to the side and then back down. So just 12 of those simple raises. And if what you have is too heavy, again, just lifting your arms without anything is still a great way to work those shoulders. All right, 12 repetitions here and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's 12. Awesome. We're going to move right into our next exercise for biceps. So biceps are stronger than shoulders. You can usually lift weights with biceps. I'm going to show you a version where you can do with no weights or light weights. These are called elevated biceps. So arms are nice and high, and from this position, we're going to curl towards our ears. So again, whether you've got weights or objects or nothing at all, you're going to curl and squeeze those biceps in towards your ears. We're going to do 12 repetitions here. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's 12. All right, awesome. So we have 2 more upper body exercises to go here. This next one, you definitely don't need anything. Maybe a comfortable spot on the ground if you have a mat or a carpeted area. We're going to do some triceps dips. So these are going to be for the triceps, which are the back of the arms. And the way we're going to do those, you're going to position yourself on the floor in a what's known as a bridge position. So you may have done this before. If you've ever done a simple bridge, you're going to have your fingertips facing towards your feet, right underneath your shoulders, press down on your hands so that you bridge up off the ground here. That's the bridge position. And from here, we're just going to bend the elbows and then push back up. Bend the elbows and push back up. Now, one easy modification here is just to have a seat and take a rest in between each repetition. To make it tougher, avoid taking that rest, avoid having the seat on the ground. Okay? 12 repetitions here. Get set and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's 12. Good. All right. We have one more exercise for our upper body, and it's an important one. We're going to work our upper back. So upper back, again, very important for if people sit a lot, type a lot. Our shoulders tend to come in forward. This exercise in particular is going to strengthen and keep those shoulders back. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your elbows by your side, arms bent to 90 degrees. Pretend that you're holding on to something here, and we're going to pinch the shoulder blades together. So you're almost going to feel your shoulder blades pinching if there was something in the middle of your shoulder blades here. Arms at 90 degrees. We're going to pinch those shoulder blades 12 times. Ready? And begin. Pull back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's 12, and that finishes our upper body round. So if you would like to repeat that, go ahead and rewind this video, and you can repeat that 2 to 3 times is fine. If not, 1 time through is a great all body workout, so your choice there. We're going to move on to some lower body exercises next. So we're going to start out with a basic squat. So again, like the push-up, don't let the squat frighten you at all. We have plenty of modifications. And this is where having a chair or a sturdy couch or something, a sturdy step can come in handy. So if you are new to a squat or not particularly fond of them, they can be done with that sturdy chair or bench or couch. What you're going to do is line your knees up right over your heels from the seated position. Now, once you're lined up from the seated position, now all we need to do is stand up and back down, and then you've done your squat. As long as you're not moving your legs, you have that good form every single time because you're sitting down, up and back down. Alternatively, if you've done squats before or you want to make them more difficult, you're not going to use the chair or the couch or the bench. So just down like you're sitting in an invisible chair and back up. All right, so we're going to try a set here. We're going to do 12 squats. We're going to stick with 12 repetitions here. Get set and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's 12. Good. All right. So moving right along, we're going to work those outer hips now. So to do that, you've got some options as well. You can lean onto something sturdy. So whether that's the chair or whether that's a wall, you can stand, and we're going to raise one leg out to the side. So one leg straight out to the side, working the outer hips here. We're going to do 12 of those on each leg. All right, get set and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg, raising that leg to the side and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's our 12 for the hips. we're moving down to our calves now. So calves, those lower leg muscles right above the feet, below the knees. So we're going to do 2 versions of calf raises here. Calves are strong muscles, stronger than what we think. So we're going to do 2 exercises back to back here. We're going to start with 12 with the toes pointing inward. So if you can see my feet, I'm just going to slightly point my toes in. So it's going to look funny. It's going to feel a little funny. And then from there, we're going to go up 12 times. Right after that, we're going to turn the toes out the other way and go up 12 more times. All right. So we're going to start with the toes pointing a little in at each other and up there 12 times on the toes. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to go right for more of them. Turn those toes out a little bit. Calves can take these higher repetitions. Another 12 raises with the toes out and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, moving right along. We're going to do some lateral lunges next. So lateral lunges are going to work both the quads and the hips. So it's sort of a combination between the squats that we did and then the side leg raises. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice wide stance with our legs. And now from here, we're just going to do a gentle lean down to one side. So we lean, we bend that knee. The other leg does not bend at the knee. It stays nice and straight. So you're even going to get a little stretch in here. So we're going to lean to one side 12 times in a row, and then we'll do the other side. All right, get set and begin lateral lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're going to go do the other side next. Same lean, keeping this leg straight now. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. We have one more leg exercise. This one, we're going to work the back of the legs, which is our hamstring muscles right behind the quads on the other side there. So options here, you can use that wall to lean up against again. And then what we're going to do is you're going to lift one heel up and back down 15 times, all on the same leg. Alternatively, to make that a little bit tougher, you can be back down on the ground. And on one knee, the other leg is straight, and we're going to curl that leg to 90 degrees from the ground. So when you do these on the ground, you have a little bit more gravity going against you, which is going to make them a little bit tougher, as opposed to on the wall, a little bit easier, a little bit different angles for you to work with there. So I'm going to show you our set on the ground here. I'm on one knee, one leg is out straight, and now I'm going to curl that leg 12 times. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you're going to go ahead and switch it to the other leg. You're kneeling on one, other leg is straight, or you're on the wall here, up to you. And we're curling. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That finishes hamstrings, and that finishes our round of legs. So again, just like the arms, if you choose, you can go through and do those exercises 1 or 2 more times to give you 2 or 3 more sets. So if you do that, go ahead and just rewind and work through that set again. Other than that, we're going to finish with our core. So core, we've got our abs, we've got upper abs, we've got lower abs, and we've got our obliques on the side. So we're going to do an exercise for each. So first, we're going to hit our obliques, and we're going to do those just from standing. So this is known as a standing bicycle crunch. So if you're familiar with bicycle crunches when you're on the ground, you're going opposite elbow, opposite leg, legs are coming up off the ground. This is a little easier version. What we're going to do is standing with those hands up by our head, and we're going from our opposite elbow to our opposite knee, and then back down. We're going to not alternate. We're going to do all the same. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. So we get in a little bit of a rhythm there with one side, and then we'll do 12 on the other side. All right. Standing bicycle abs here. Ready? And begin. Elbow to knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And the same thing on the other leg, opposite elbow to opposite knee, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's 12. Good. All right. Our final 2 ab exercises will be down on the ground. So if you have that mat or a comfortable spot on the ground, now is the time to use that. Our first exercise, just some basic crunches. So basic crunches target the upper part of the abs. So your basic crunch position, laying down flat, feet are flat on the ground, and we're just lifting the shoulders up and back down. Just that little bit of movement. You don't want to come all the way up too high. You just need to lift the shoulders up. As soon as you lift the shoulders up, you'll be working your abdominals. So just that basic lift up, get set, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I did a couple extra there. I just kept counting. I usually do that, but that's okay. Abs can actually do higher reps, so if they felt okay, you can do more reps also. All right, so our final exercise here, knee tucks, which are for the lower part of the abs, so think below your belly button. These are typically a little bit tougher than the regular crunch. So what you're going to do is laying flat. This time you're going to sit on your hands. So the reason we sit on our hands is because it's going to support our lower backs here. And now we're going to lift the feet up off the ground, and we're going to extend your feet and tuck the knees back in. That's how it gets the name. So the modifications here, the further your feet go, the tougher they will be. If you keep your feet closer to your body, it's going to make those a little bit easier. So your choice on how far you extend those knee tucks. All right. 12 knee tucks here. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, And there's 12. And that concludes our abdominal workout. That concludes our entire body workout. We did our arms, we did our legs, and we finished with some core. So I'm going to run through a quick stretch here. It is important to do a little bit of stretching after every workout. So we'll bring it up and a couple basic stretches here. We're going to go back and start with arms. One arm is out straight. You're going to grab it with the other one and pull that across your chest and hold there. So these stretches are known as the static stretches, where we're holding, as opposed to the warm-up where we were moving and doing the more dynamic stretches. Go ahead and switch arms, arm across your chest, and bring that in. Couple more seconds here. All right, next we're going to go with our triceps. So to stretch triceps, you're going to put your one hand in between your shoulders, and then with your other hand, grab that elbow and kind of gently pull it down. You're going to stretch right back here, those tricep muscles. And go ahead and switch, reach in between the shoulders and gently pull that elbow back and down. All right, let's do a couple leg stretches here. We're going to stretch those quads, which are the front of the legs. We use those in the squats and the lunges. So we're going to put one foot up behind you and just hold it there. Now, if you have trouble with balance, grab onto something sturdy and keep yourself balanced. And switch that over, one foot up and hold it there. Get a good stretch right down here, the front of the legs. And we'll bring that down. One more stretch for you guys. We're going to take a nice wide stance here. We're going to first reach down towards one foot, and then we're going to hold that. You should feel your hamstrings mainly in the leg that you're stretching to. Give that nice, good stretch. Anytime you're doing these stretches, you want to keep it still. You don't want to bounce. Bouncing is bad for the muscle. Now we're going to come back up tall to the middle and then down to the other leg. Same thing, give that hamstring a nice stretch. And back up tall one more time. This time we're going right down to the middle. So down to the middle as far as you comfortably can, until you just feel those hamstrings stretch a little bit. It should not be too uncomfortable. And let's slowly come all the way back up from that stretch. And everything is completed here. So hope you guys like this all body workout that you can really do anytime, anywhere. Again, no equipment needed. If you'd like to repeat this, since we're recorded, go ahead and go back and repeat it. Again, 2 to 3 times is fine. As far as repetitions go, we did 12. You can do 10, you can do 15. Anywhere usually in that 10 to 15 range is where you want to be for repetitions. So thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Greg Johnson. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or our team at Flagship, and we'll be happy to reach out and get in touch with everybody. Thanks.